Hey, my beautiful souls. How you guys doing? This is Jennifer Phillips Readings. Um, I'm gonna do a reading on. I don't know if I want to do a reading on the current state of America. What is going on? There's a storm coming, you guys. I think North Carolina have issued a state of emergency. Um, and it's coming to the East Coast, the Atlantic Ocean part. So I want to pull the current state of America. Going September into October, or even past that. Okay, this. So I'm getting like a resistance, a pull and tug energy. Okay, I don't know why I'm seeing like IDs. You know how we have like IDs? I think they call them real IDs. I don't know why I'm being brought here. So real IDs. Um, so everybody has to get real IDs. I don't know how I'm being brought to IDs, like driver's license, passports, those type of energy. Okay. Show me what I need to see, ancestors, my higher self. Um, for the current state of America, I sent the intentions for whatever's gain is for the highest good. Not just the highest good, but also the truth. Okay. So I got outer space. Okay. All I need is an alien card, right? Outer space. So something's going on with when we think of outer space too, we can think of like the unknown, right? Or mental space, right? I don't know why I'm being brought like I'm like I can see like my driver's license here. This is Jennifer Phillips reading. You guys hit the like button. So outer space is simply space is the physical universe beyond Earth's atmosphere is the near perfect vacuum filled with low density, temperature, sound, and light. Okay. You want to play with this? Go ahead. Play with that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Right there. So the first card out was outer space. Give me another card. So this can deal with density, temperature, sound, and lights. And I got celebrity. So this means a spotlight on somebody that speaks in the public, or a public speaker, or somebody that's acknowledged, that many people listen to. One more card on this. So we think of celebrity, also the heart. Okay, so, and we got the death. Okay, so I'm taking these four and I'm leaving it right there. The heart is Mother Earth, Earth Mother. We are one with the universe is one with us. So, with the death card coming after that, right? It's the ways of the old ways and the beginning of new ways. Okay. Um, the love of the universe. We are all one with the universe. The earth has its own heartbeat. Um, A deep feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something, feel deep affection for somebody, like or joy very much, a profound, tender, passionate affection for other persons, a feeling of a warmth, personal attachments, or deep affection as for parent, child, or friends. And then the card behind it, the action or fact of dying or being. Okay, so when I think of the death, I think of something that the old way and then the new way. So it's a state of being, okay? So state of affairs. A process that results in something, okay, action, the end of a way, and the end of an old way. And the beginning of a new way. So this is also referencing a okay, involving a present at the end, especially, okay, end of something, but sometimes the climax of important events. So this is about important events, okay? Survival, success, adaptability, development, okay, development, um, and also I feel like a rebirth is here. So a death of an old way and the beginning of a new way. And something with somebody's voice, somebody that speaks, that is seen in the spotlight. They have the mic, they have the attention on them. What else do I need to see? So what I'm predicting, and what I'm seeing, is, okay, so the way the family dynamics are, the way money is perceived, and also money will be economy, family structure, family ways, and tool and labor. So this could be the labor market. There could be a change in the labor market. This is a prediction, Jennifer Felix. I am a psychic, a oracle. So what I'm seeing here is, I'm seeing the economy, I'm seeing the money structure and the family structure. So this will affect us in the future and in the present, and has affected us in the past. History repeats itself. Yes, Lauren. And change is coming, my friends. Change is definitely coming. And there's a lot of change happening in this month of September, going into October, and even going into the year of 2026. With the Great Fortune, is definitely emphasizing the year 2026. And we're in the ninth cycle. 9 is all about completions. Ninth house rules change, I think. So the ninth house is linked to your life purpose, dharma. Okay. So this is your belief system. Also your belief system. Your belief system. Wisdom. Getting wisdom and understanding. Um, So this is all about balance, taking thoughtful action, and seeking inner wisdom. 9 also represents the ruling planet of Mars and the people born. Okay, so it represents Mars. Okay, so Mars is about quality, ambition, confidence, and stagma. It represents completion all throughout, not a final ending, more like a fulfillment of one cycle so they can prepare to the next cycle. Okay. This is spiritual enlightenment, spiritual awakeness, universal love, humanitarianism, service to humanity, generosity, selfless inner strength, setting a positive example, and divine wisdom. So this is talking about a new journey could be closed on the horizon, and that walking this path will bring closure to where you need to be in life. It represents the end of a cycle. So I feel like this is also enlightenment, universal love, so humanity, humanitarianism. So this is also associated with intuition and insight and enlightenment. So we're going into the year 2026 that we know of. Some people, a 9-year cycle is closing out. And most of the time they say cycles are 9 years. So there's a lot of change coming to people. And I feel like a lot of people in humanity as one will come together. But this will affect, okay, so this could affect us in a good way. And so we always got to think of polarity, as above, so below. So this can change the labor market. So this would be the job market. Also, the money system, the banking system, the economy system, and the family structure. Okay. However the family structure looks. Okay. So give me a clarification card for each of these. You guys hit the like buttons. You guys, I do readings. I do energy readings. Just show me a picture. I can read the energy. With I don't need cards, but I read energy. That's what I do. I read energy, and I'm a psychic. Okay. So with the family, we have the high priestess, intuition, sacred knowledge, the subconscious, divine feminine, trust yourself, purity and high morals, sensitivity, the beginning of projects and creative adventures. Okay, so this is that moon energy, that water energy. So I feel like as a collective, consciously, that we are waking up consciously to our truths or our belief system. Okay. Now, what's crossing the change card? So getting a better understanding of the way you want to move as far as your family or the family dynamic. or the way we see family, the way we see the world. The change we have, mental clarity, breakthrough, new ideals, success, sharp minds, new conflict, and surgery. Okay. And we're being helped because with the Ace of Swords, you see like somebody from the heavenly realms or the higher realms handing us the sword, right? The tool to move forward, right? Um, to the truth, right? So we're getting down to the nitty gritty of things, right? Um, and then the great fortune, the finances. So people could be making changes in their life. There's something with the financial, the economics, and we're definitely going to see this in the year 2026. And this has the change of this have started in 2021 and 2012. Oh shit! So, whew, let me shuffle this deck. I'm going to take that. I have to take that. So, painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis, failure, collapse. Okay, so I feel like there's a new banking system going to come in play. Financial independence. So this is some kind of way of new currency or different kind of currency. The number 9 again. So something with our currency is going to change because the old way of the currency is not working. There's a lot of losses here, a lot of crisis, a lot of failures, a collapse, defeat of the money system, the banking system. At one time there was, you would have rich, you always will have the rich, you have the middle class, and then you have the poor. But it's something with the financial system. So I feel like this is going to be like a new kind of currency with this 9 of Pentacles. And also the Fool is here, so I have to emphasize that. Number 0, that's about new beginnings. Innocence, trust in life, blind faith, adventure, opportunities, and pleasure. Okay, possibilities. Uranus is here. So there's some kind of new way of our banking system. I keep seeing like an ID. So you know how we have a driver's license? I feel like in the future, and I'm probably seeing like the future. The way, okay, so you know how you go to the grocery store and you buy things, right? Everything will be like not money. It will be a cashless society in the future. Okay. And this could even start in, this has been, how can I say it? I feel like it's been started in some ways since the year of 2019, 2010, and 2012 and 2021, right? So the way that this is going to be a cashless society. So you know how we have IDs. So these IDs will be like where we can use our ID to like purchase things, like purchase a house, purchase food, purchase clothes. And I'm seeing something with the like ID. So this is like a new ID that might come. I know we have this ID that's called Real ID, but this is a different kind of ID. It kind of reminds me of that movie, and I always reference this. Um, that remember the movie where they had the kids and they had like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they were only allowed to have one child, right? And they had like 7 children, 7 girls, and each day they had to come out. Um, each day they had to come out, and it's not funny. But each day a different girl had to come out. And remember, the one girl, she betrayed the other sisters. So this is kind of what I'm seeing. This is like an ID that, and it's crazy because this ID, they would know like how much revenue or how much. So, and this is kind of scary in some way. And the reason I'm going to say this is because so some people are very poor. So I don't know if this would be like a line of credit, which I doubt that. I don't know, but or the money that you're making is going to all be like the banking system as we know it is not going to be the banking system. Hi. So this is in the future. Somebody said this is happening in Australia already. Wow, I didn't know that, Jada. I did a read on the. This is a future of the United States of America, and I feel like this will happen everywhere. Okay. Somebody said this is happening in Australia. I didn't know that. So I feel like it's like, you know how because I keep seeing my damn ID. I keep seeing my ID. You know how you have ID, like a driver's license, identification card. Um, and you know how we have like our passports and stuff like that. I feel like in the future we won't even have that. It just be like one ID. And this ID where we can go purchase food, we can go purchase like cars, houses, um, and everything's going to be done with this ID. Jada says Australia and parts of Europe and Canada. I did not know that. Hey, Marie. And then they will come full force. Yeah, so if you have land, I would not sell your land. I don't care if you're living on land that is, um, don't sell your land, okay? Um, because you can actually grow on your land, okay? Like grow food and stuff like that. But a lot of people, so I see, okay, so what I'm seeing is like, you know how we have like, we have poor people, we have middle class, and we have rich, right? And you have to have, it's set up like the Roman system, right? And when you don't have a middle class, um, it's not really good because a middle class is very important to have because the middle class is what keeps the economy going because the rich are just taking their greed, they're greedy, okay? So they're taking their greed, right? So they're being fooled by the greed, okay? Somebody says, is this the mark of the beast? I have no idea, okay? But I remember doing a reading on this, and it's the same kind of energy. I feel like this would be the current state of America. This will have everything to do with the banking system. Okay, so it won't even be like, okay, even when you travel, it's going to be like ID. It's not even going to be a passport. Okay, so this ID you can also use to travel with. But the problem that's bothering me is this Fool card, and also the Ten of Swords card is bothering me. Yes, it will be digital. But I think it will be used like with the ID. So you know how we have an ID. Remember in the movie Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the sisters will come out, um, and they would switch days on coming out. Somebody says your face and fingerprints. Yes, I did. If you go back to reads I did a long time ago, this is the same energy that was coming out. Um, And it even could be the eyes, because I remember something scanning my eyes. Okay. Um, so let's look at, so this is the financial part of it. And a lot of people are going to be fooled because they're going to think, oh, this is a good idea. But there's going to be a betrayal because people that are very poor, um, I don't know if Charlie wants to expose this, but this is something that I'm reading for the future. Okay, what I'm seeing. Okay, and the concern I have is this fool card because people will be fooled, and people will have no choice because they have to eat, right? Unless you grow your own food. So this is the economy system. The economy system will change. It will be digital, or be something else. Okay, I'm seeing something digital. Now I don't know if this is going to be like the hands, the eyes. I don't know. But I'm keep seeing like a real ID type thing. This is what I'm seeing. So let's look at the job situation. Um, I don't have this ID. You can't travel. Yes, you won't be able to travel. I don't believe so. Um, without this ID. Okay, so with the toil and labor, with the economy as far as job situations, um, so I feel like with the job situations, a lot of people are going to create like their abundance, like work for themselves. Or look to different horizons. But this eventually will be everywhere. But I believe in some places this won't. Like, I don't know why I'm seeing like if you're under a different sovereign, like, and this is mostly probably indigenous sovereign or something. Um, so some people will be okay and some people won't be okay. These nines keep coming out. 9 9. I'm getting a lot of nines here. So I feel like with the labor force, people just want stability as far as their jobs. The job markets, I feel like, okay, this is where I was getting to. Speed, rapid action, movement, swift change, manifest quickly, quick decisions, and air travel. I don't know. Something with air travel is going to change. I don't know what that is. Okay. But something with air travel will also change here. I'm getting a lot of nines. Okay. So something with air travel is going to change in the near future. Um, the way we travel by air. Um, yeah, something with air travel. I don't know. Something with the air travel is going to change. I don't know if they're going to have pilots flying these planes or I feel like there's going to be like planes flying itself. Yes. It will be a robotic workforce. Yes, and the thing is about AI and stuff, people think it's a good thing, but they're going to take over a lot of the jobs, okay? Um, but there's something with air. So this is the air, anything that's in the air, like airplanes. There's something changing here with that. I don't know if these planes are going to fly themselves. I have no idea. I feel like okay, so I also see self-care, unpaid debts. So some people may go into debt, some people not. One-sided charities, string attachments, power and domination. So like you know how we have like charities and stuff like that? We're not gonna have these kind of things as much. I know they're cutting Medicaid. Um, okay, what else I need to see about the near future? So the job market is going to be very interesting. Um, okay, so there might be balance here: justice, fairness, truth, clarity, equal balance, cause and effects, law. So there's some kind of laws are going to be changed. I don't know what law this is. This law could have been written in, let me see what year. This law could have been written in 19. Okay, let me see what law was written in 1962. Okay, so the law that I'm seeing in 1962, it's American law. It's under the Act of 1962, Migration and Refugee Acts Assistance Act, um, Trade Expansion Act of 1962. So trade could even change here. Um, um, Also in 1962, there was a Trade Act. The United States um, to negotiate tariff reductions of up to 80%. It paved the way for Kennedy round of general agreement on tariffs and trade. So something with tariff and trade is going to change. What else law was written in 1962? 1962. That's why I'm seeing 1962. And this law was passed in America. Um, the 1962 Act, Manpower Development and Training Act, um, to train and retrain thousands of workers unemployment because of automatic and technology. Okay, so it has everything to do with technology. Um, Also, the act provides the President of the United States of America with new authority to cut for impose international trade tariffs. Um, What was that? Revenue Act of 1962. Establish a 7% investment tax credit and required information and reporting to the government for interest and divided payments. Somebody said what? I heard about a law being able to take away people's citizenship. I'm getting there. What happened in 1962? Civil Rights Act was passed in the southern states. Lyndon B. Johnson overcame Southern politics to pass 3 major laws. Laws on discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. Federal assistance programs, so voting. So voting rights, federal assistance programs. We have religion, color, sex, and national origin. I don't know why I'm bringing brought to 1962, but that's where I'm going. Talks about racketeering. Also something about relating to certain kinds of Pacific relief funds. What's Sharia law? Was Sharia law passed in 1962? Does anybody know? So the Trade Expansion Act of 1962. Let's see if we can get any other ones out. The Bill of Rights, safety to protect against marketing of goods which are hazards to health or life. The Act of 1962, under present law of the United States citizens and permitted certain exclusion from taxable income for income that is earned while abroad. I don't know what a Sharia law is, but I can pull a card on that. So even with the trade card here, in 1962, Congress granted the President of the United States unprecedented authority to negotiate tariff reduction of up to 80%. It paved the way for the Kennedy round of general agreement on tariffs and trade. So it's whatever acts were passed in 1962. I feel like there's going to be a change in that act, and this has to do with labor, trade, and families. Okay, I don't know what Sharia law is. I think Sharia was in that Muslim or something. And I'm also seeing. So we see 1962. I heard about a law of being able to take away people's citizenship. So let's look into the citizenship, and then I can put one card on the Sharia law, okay? So what do I need to see about the citizenship? Hey, everybody. The citizenship. You guys like my channel. I don't know how to put up, like, the chats where I gotta learn. There's a way where you guys can, like, donate to my channel. But hit the like button. So Lady Justice is here. So I'm seeing, okay, so 1962 definitely. In 1961. Let me look at that real quick, and then we'll pull 2 cards, and then we'll end this. So 1961, this is my predictions. 1961 laws. Social Security. So something with Social Security. I don't think it's going to be like some kind of amendment with Social Security. Also, the housing, income housing, something with housing and Social Security here. Some kind of tax acts, tax for taxes. Um, so we got 1961 and we got 1962. The Social Security Amendment of 1961 was approved by President Kennedy. Foreign policies was a 1961 act. It's Public Law 87-195. So trade, also trade. Um, Foreign affairs, welfare, housing. Somebody says, I also heard about UBI, Universal Income for Citizens, but I think that is bullshit. I don't know. So Sharia, let's read the word Sharia. So whatever laws were passed in 1961 and 1962 is where we need to look at. So what is Sharia law? Let's see what Sharia law is. And I will see about that one. I never heard that one. Okay, Sharia law is a religious law that lays down government principles for spiritual, mental, and physical behavior that must be followed by Muslims. So we can just pull a card on Sharia law. Because of the establishment clause of the United States Constitution, no religious tradition can be established as the base of laws that apply to everyone, including any form of Sharia, Christian canon law, Jewish halakha, or rules of Dharma from Hinduism and Buddhism. Buddhism. Okay, so let's pull the energy on that, and then I want to look at the indigenous too. I did pull something about the water for indigenous. I don't know why. In the past, I pulled that energy. So, let me shuffle this deck again. Because Sharia law. What I need to see about Sharia. So, I got the devil card for Sharia law. Also, Saturn worship. And the Kaaba. And I did get the devil card. Okay, so am I going to say this is a yes card? Because we got, and I got the devil too. So, they're birthing, we got the Empress. So Empress is all about birthing something new. Abundance, nurture, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishments, growths, evolution, and action. Okay, and that was for the Sharia law. Okay. And why people watch my channel and complain. If there's something on my channel you don't like, don't watch my channel. Okay, don't watch it. Just move on. Go to somebody else's page or somebody else's channel. Watch them. You don't have to watch me. You don't even have to listen to me. I just had to erase that comment. I don't need that negative on my channel. So something with Sharia law is yes. Okay. So I don't know. And this could be in the near future. So this is, they're birthing something new. The planet Venus is here. The Empress is, so when you think of the Empress, is like, the Empress is normally somebody that's childbearing, and they're childbearing person, right? Empress is about birthing new ideals, birthing a new way. Um, yes, I'm still doing private readings, you guys. Go to my email, okay? I do private readings all the time, okay? I just have to set a date and a time to do the private readings, okay? But I do private readings. So Sharia law, and we got the Empress card. For Sharia law. So divine feminine, fertility, nurturing, creative, beauty, abundance, and nature. A woman is sitting on her throne from abundance, nature that surrounds her. We can assume that this woman represents the Earth Mother, Earth Mother, Mother Gaia. Her words are ruled by Venus, which means that there is complete love, harmony, fraternity, luxury, and by the grace of the goddess, the woman herself has blonde hair crowned with stars, signaling her divine connection with the divine source. She is dressed in pomegranate pattern robe and represents fertility. She is seated on cushions and embroidered with Venus signs. She is surrounded by enchanting green forests with a river stream through it. The Empress brings abundance and blessings in the readings those she meets. Okay. So when we see this, there's something with some feminine movement here, or it'll be presented as feminine. Earth Mother, Mother Earth. So that's the answer for Sharia law. I also heard about UBI, Universal Income. Okay, what is UBI? Maybe that, okay. Let me look in, let's see, UBI. Okay, Universal Income. So universal income is a social welfare proposal that would provide all citizens with regular unconditional cash payments from the government. UBI is universal basic income. So this deals with benefits, circumstances, and implement the international community. Okay. So an unconditional cash payment given to everyone without work requirements or income. I mean, they're not going to have you working out. They're not going to have you living off the system, okay? So the primary goal are to civilize families to reduce poverty by reducing the negative effect of income vitality. Okay, what is the biggest risk of UBI? Transfer money away from those who need it most. Change. So this is for the people that need it most. So let's look into this energy, okay? Yes, I do private readings, you guys. Okay, so let me get a card on this UBI, this universal income for citizens. Okay, what I need to see. I feel like there's some feminine energy coming up. So you know how we've been in like a lot of this masculine energy for a long time. We're going into this feminine energy. So financial loss. So the answer to your question is no. So financial loss, lack mindset, loss, isolation, worry, need, poverty, insecurities. Now, do I believe that this is going on? Yes, people are having insecurities. They're having financial loss, lack of mindset. They're being isolated. And normally with this card, the Five of Pentacles, you see like the church and the church has the pentacles on the windows, and then outside is the people that are standing out in the cold, okay? And they can easily go inside this church, right? Find warmth, find food, find comfort. So I do feel like this is people like that have like mental illnesses or physical disabilities, okay? And I think Donald Trump did say something about the mental illness. So this is the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is two people walking through the icy wind and snow. Both are distracted and living in poverty. One man is injured and on crutches while the other is barefooted and has only a thin blanket to protect him from the bleak winter weather. Behind them sits a church with its lit up and it's scooted warm. Like they can just go in the church and be warm. Remember how like some churches used to open the doors for you? I still believe they're still going to do this, but with its lit up and extending warmth, a symbol of hope, faith, and spiritual support. However, because the two people are so focused on their pity, they fail to see the help that is available to them and continue on their desperate journey. Okay. The Five of Pentacles card is about financial loss and poverty. You have hit hard times, especially when it comes to your work, career, finances, and material possessions. I feel like people are not going to be leaving their jobs. I feel like a lot of people have ego. But I mean, they really can't take everything away, but they're going to be there's going to be restrictions on certain things. So as far as housing, food stamps, SNAP, those kind of things, they're going to change some of those things. Okay. All right. I do see that. Okay. And it's sad because I do see this man that he's crippled, right? And this woman looks homeless. She's like barefooted. And the man has like they have no shoes on. And Trump did say like if you have mentally, so they're going to believe these people are mentally ill, and they're not really mentally ill. They just have a physical disability. Okay. And certain circumstances could have you in a state of poverty. Okay, it can have anybody in a state of poverty. Overexertion, strife, changes, freedom, and losses. Okay. So this is what I'm predicting. This has everything to do with the family dynamic, the economy, and the labor market. Okay. And something with outer space. So they're saying that these things are coming into our space. I feel like some of it is going to be real and some of it's going to be fake, and some of them have already been here. Okay. And I can go deep in that, but I'm not going to go deep in that because some people are not ready for that conversation. But so the changes are coming. They've been in like the will of the changes have already been going. Okay. But we need to keep that love frequency. And that's how we're going to get through it. And that truth frequency. Okay. Being aware consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously. Okay, the family. So what I'm seeing for the family, yes, they want to go to Mars. I do believe like they have already been there. Okay, I don't even, and then, well, I think they're trying to go there because I think NASA said they went there, but I feel like with the outer space they're trying to find another civilization because of what is hovering over us. Okay, now, is it? Do I believe like there is other species out that walks amongst us? Yes. But the love card is telling us to have hope, faith, and all that. Okay. And have open conversations, and by having these channels we can have these open conversations. Okay. What about freedom of speech? Hold on. I feel like there's going to be a change in the freedom of speech too, the way we are able to talk about things. Let me get a card on that. Or because freedom of speech is the way we can communicate. Because some countries, like I've been on my YouTube, and it says in this country they can't get this, they can't receive this. So some countries are not even receiving what is really going on. They're blinded to what is going on because they don't have access to information, vital information. Okay, I feel like it's vital. Okay, and they're doing this for a reason. So I asked, the death card is coming out. So this is the death card came out twice. So as far as communication, as far as freedom of speech, yes. There's an ending and a beginning, a change and transformation, a transition, a metaphor, end of a cycle. So do I feel like, and it's no, but the reason why I say yes is the card behind it. Okay. Yes. So they're going to find a way where the freedom of speech is, like in some countries you don't have freedom of speech. Like you can be jailed, you can be arrested. Sure, you can even be put to death in some countries. So they're going to make up something where they can change the way we have freedom of speech. It's going to be more contained, if that makes sense. Because of too much information getting out, and we are knowing the truth, right? So with this Three of Cups, expression, expansion of ideals, growth, first stages of completion. So there's something that this is why you see all this chaotic events happening. Okay, because the reason why I say these chaotic events is because these chaotic events, this chaos, confusion, fear, is to set up for what's to come. So they have to have you in a state of confusion, fear, and chaos to bring forward this new way of life. Okay. So I do feel like we're not gonna have, like, we don't have freedom of speech, to be honest. Okay, we don't have that. I mean, our freedom of speech is being censored. Somebody says, like, the book of 1984. What book of 1984? The fascists will come back. So this is what I'm seeing. So I do feel like a lot of things that we're seeing, like, it's like chaos, fear. So we're distracted, and not just distracted so they can change policies and laws and stuff like that. And I feel like, yes, the way we communicate, the way we have freedom of speech is in the Constitution. George Orwell of 1984. Somebody says George Orwell of 1984. Okay. And also current affairs. So something's going on with the current affairs. Current affairs would be all nations, the UN, I feel like. Okay. Even the way we travel is going to be a little bit different. There will be some natural disasters here. There is North Carolina, this is natural, okay? They're saying natural. But we already know what's going on. Weather manipulation is going on. But so, because these are land grabs, okay? So if you're in the zone of where these hurricanes are coming to, or this natural disaster, um, with the elements of water and electricity. Um, it's showing, it's coming out my reach. Okay, now do I feel like this is like an island? Yes. Do I feel like this is in America? Yes. Do I feel like this is on foreign land? Yes. Also a Pacific island I'm being drawn to in the Caribbean. Okay. And something with water and the power grids. Okay. So you always have to be prepared. Like, make sure you have water, make sure you have light, so you don't have to. If you go to most stores, have backup generators. Some people will have backup generators if they can afford backup generators. If you can't, have some kind of like, and you know how you go camping and you have those lights. I have a whole bunch of those. Um, they're battery operated, and there's other things you can order to power up your stuff if the power grid will go down of communication. They also have those portable radios. They're good to have, the portable radios. So something with water and power. So this is like electricity. So this is what I'm getting on the current events of the future of America. The money system, double confirmation of the money system, the banking system is going to change. We're going to a cashless society, I believe, in the future. This is my predictions. But I also feel like that we're consciously waking up and we're consciously aware of what's going on. There's going to be a lot of legal proceedings because of these laws being trying to be changed. There's this female energy here helping us. I'm getting a lot of female energy. Okay, a lot of female energy coming out. And we were in this masculine energy, and we're going to this feminine energy. Okay. And judgment is being called on, like, so it's good and bad if you look at it in both ways, because there's judgment that's going to be called. Trumpets, judgment is from the higher realms. They're calling judgments. They're sending in help for us. Judgment, rebirth, inner calling, new phases, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, and mercy. The ancestors are happy. They're helping with this in the spiritual realm and the physical. Somebody says they're pushing it so hard in Germany and UK. They are preparing for mass casualties. Yes, I do believe there's going to be mass casualties here. And this is for entertainment purposes. This kind of reminds me of like tsunami energy. Okay. Like tsunami. Okay, where the water comes above land and it comes above like the house, like homes and stuff. So if you're in like a low lying place, you need to go to like up high in the mountains. But also in America, we have storms coming here too, so we have to be prepared. So just make sure you're stocked up with water. You have an exit plan if you have to exit out, because a lot of time people exit out and they can't exit out because so many people are trying to leave before this natural disaster comes, and they're not able to go because you have people that are on bridges, on or bumper to bumper in their cars. I mean, where are they going to go? Okay, go to the highest point that you can go. Okay. They're pushing it so hard in Germany and UK. They're preparing for mass casualties. I didn't know there was a storm coming to the UK and Germany. Yes, just be prepared for this. I mean, Always go to higher ground, like the mountains, like the highest you can go to the highest point you can go. This is saying natural, like a natural disaster. But I'm seeing something with water and like power grids. Um, so just have an exit plan, okay? And be prepared, okay? This is what I'm seeing. And we're supposed to have strength, and there will be balance here. Balance will be here. We're getting helped. Fairness, truth, clarity, equality, balance, cause and effect, and law. Okay. So there is balance going to be here. And we do have courage, compassion, influence, and inner strength and focus. Okay. This is what I got, you guys. This is Jennifer Phillips Readings. Thank you guys for joining me so much. So I'm ending this read with 2 positive cards here. Also, the Infinity card is here. And strength and justice. So balance will be called upon these people, called upon the wicked. And there is a balance here with this feminine energy. A lot of feminine energy here. Okay. A lot of female energy. And we think of feminine energy, we think of double confirmation of yes, air, fire, water, earth, and spirit. Okay. So we have to have strength, and there will be balance. We're getting help. Okay. It may not seem like that, but we are. Okay. And it's a lot of feminine energy. We live in a masculine society, but what I'm seeing is a feminine society, and they have taken away the divine feminine. We give birth, and for so long the divine masculines, or masculines, I wouldn't even call them divine, masculines have been manipulating things. And the ancestors are happy. So these 3 cards are the most beautiful cards that we got out here. Is the Judgment, Justice, and Strength. Because this is the true trumpet being sounded, the true consciousness, awakening. This is awakening, you guys. This is like a revolution of this feminine energy, okay? And this feminine energy is about love, okay? So this is what I got, my predictions, Jennifer Phillips Readings. Once again, I have to say my videos are for entertainment purposes. Yes, I do private readings. You have to email me, okay? You have to email me for private readings. These are my predictions on current events. This looks like a tsunami, you guys. I see a Caribbean island here. And I don't want to really... I see, like, if you're in Puerto Rico, I don't know, I've seen Puerto Rico and Jamaica, okay? In the Caribbean, now, I don't know about the UK. Somebody was mentioning the UK and Germany. But there is a state of emergency. I think they just announced for North Carolina. Let me look it up. So you always have to be prepared. So what I do is I have, like, a bug out kit. I also have, like, because if you have to bug out, I mean, where are you going to bug out? Everybody's going to be trying to leave a certain area. So you go to the highest point of that area, okay? The highest. So the highest would be like the highest peak. How much you charge for private readings? It depends. If it's a 14, if it's 15 minutes, I charge a certain price. If it's a half an hour, I charge a certain price. If it's an hour, I charge a certain price, Chris. If you just email me, I can send you my prices of how much I charge. Okay, and I don't want, if you're not positive on my channel, don't come to my channel, because I want positive people on my channel. I know some things I talk about are, like, heavy, but I have to talk about these things, okay? I have to bring awareness to this, okay? This is my calling, and I'm living in my calling, and I'm walking in my calling, okay? And if you don't like what you hear, like, don't follow my channel. Don't even listen to me. You don't have to, okay? You have a choice to listen, and you have a choice not to, okay? And these days, we need to really follow our heart and follow our intuition, in who we're listening to, okay? Um, and even test my spirit, okay? Test my spirit, test everybody's spirit you're coming into contact with, as far as listening to, getting information, okay? Always test the spirit, okay? Yes, I do private readings, you guys. You can send me an email. I can give you the prices. I do 15-minute reads. I do and half an hour reads. I also do hour reads, okay? So 15, 30 minutes and an hour reads I do. If you ever got a reading from me, tell me how good my readings were or how accurate I am. Also, I do energy readings. So energy readings is basically you send a picture of somebody and I will read their energy. Okay, I will tell you what I see about the person. Okay, and you don't tell me, I don't want you to tell me nothing. I just read the energy of the person that I'm visually seeing, and I can tell you what I'm picking up energetically, because I read energy. I can read people's energy. So you can send me a picture of somebody if you want to know about somebody, right? Say you met this man, you want to know about him. I can read his energy by just looking at his picture. Or a job situation, okay? Just show me a picture and I can read their energy. I can tell you everything about the person. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, I'm also an energy reader. I've always been. Okay, so I'm going to end this with love. Okay, and blessings, abundance, awareness. Okay, yes, I do readings. So share my videos, and I'm going to end this with love. Okay, because this is truly love. Okay, a lot of you guys are a gift to others. Okay. Yes, Storm. Okay, we're raising the consciousness of mankind. This is a great time to be alive. Like, truly is. Okay, it truly is, because this is awakening happening. It's a movement, a true awakening, like a true awakening, and it's not awakening where you need to be fearful of or scared of, or living in fear, living in chaos and confusion, because that's the energy they want to keep out there, is chaos and confusion. But if we keep that energy of love, and an authenticity and caring about other people, um, and how this is affecting other people, and how it's affecting us, we're going to win regardless. Okay, we already won. Okay, we already won. Okay. Yes, this is one in a lifetime experience, I'm telling you. That's why they keep putting out all this negative stuff, all these massive, things happening, events at schools, and all these people that are using, like, a weapon. And it's always something. Like, if you turn the television on, I'm at the point, what's next? Okay, what is next? They want to keep you in a state of uh, chaos, fear, and confusion. Okay, that is not of the highest good of mankind. Okay, to keep you in that state of chaos, confusion, and fear is not a love frequency. That's a evil frequency. Okay, that's a control frequency. That's an egotistic, narcissistic, narcissistic frequency. Fear. Okay, people are living in fear. Okay, people are on edge. People are living in fear. They don't know what's going to happen next, right? And I believe a lot of events are happening so they can take gun rights away. I truly believe that. Okay, and I don't believe that we have that right to bear arms. Okay, that is our right, and I that's a fight that they will never win. I'm sorry, because they make money off of it, and not just that, people are not going to give up their their defense, to protect their family. I mean, you got to be crazy. Okay. So let's ask the ancestors. Let's leave this off with something positive. 1444. This has been a long one. My mouth is dry. So the elders are here. Move beyond the ancestral patterns, because this is what we're seeing, ancestral patterns. History repeats itself. And the elders are here to help. And they want us to move beyond ancestral patterns. So we have to look at the patterns of the ancestors and the patterns of these wicked people. What else do they want us to know? The elders, the old way. Unleash the wild within. That means unleash the truth within yourself. Don't be afraid to speak about it. Take note of your intuition. And what's the last card the ancestors want us to know? The ancestors are here. They're with us. They're in our DNA. We carry them with us. Unlock the magic within. Surround yourself with productive energy. Okay. One more card. Embrace the energy of peace. Okay. Thank you so much. This is Jennifer Felix. This is my predictions on the future. My say oracle predictions on the future. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Bye. Stay safe, you guys. All right. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Hit the like button. Yes, this is a one-lifetime experience that we're experiencing. This is an awakening. And some of us are going to be called. And a lot of us are living up to our calling, and some of us are not. Some people are scared. Okay. Fear not. Fear not, my beautiful souls. I always say that. Fear not. Okay. All right. See you guys. Bye. Sending out love. Lots of love. Okay. All right, you guys. Bye.